It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where division rivals will clash in the AFC North. It's the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns. Next on Madden Football.
On the shores of Lake Erie, and named simply for the franchise who resides within it. Our coverage of the NFL brings us to Cleveland Browns Stadium. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over him for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Justin Tucker has this all teed up. And off we go from Cleveland. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. So here are the Browns now, headed out for their first drive. Bringing him out to #1 pick in 2015, a former league leader in passing, it's Jameis Winston.
Don't think for a second, Kate, he hasn't heard the noise. Read the comments from the keyboard warriors who say they just want somebody else leading this team. But let me let you in on a little secret. Those criticisms, they can fuel quarterbacks. Make that chip on the shoulder even bigger to prove people wrong and to show I really do belong in this league.
They begin the drive with Chubb. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 9 yards. Looks like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
A quick throw is swatted away, incomplete. David Njoku, the guy he was looking for. So it's going to be 3rd and short coming up.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. This one goes for 3 yards. And that gives the Browns a first.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Throwing is Winston. A dangerous throw, and he almost got burned by it. The interception dropped and incomplete on first down.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
Here's Chubb on 2nd down. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Stopping that play, Trenton Simpson.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
To the air, 3rd and long. That's caught for the first. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Opening drive, about to break into field goal range. We got 1st and 10 at the 44. They give inside to Chubb. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
Offense already looking like they're in mid-game form. They've got it down to the 32. Going to the ground again on 1st. Another big rip for him. And he did not get in. Finally stopped at the 1. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Kate, that's the type of run that shines the light well on him as a runner, of course, And you got to give a lot of credit to everybody else. Those skill guys, when you have an outside run, they got to do their job. Not just the big boys up front, not just the running backs. That takes everyone on the perimeter blocking to get a big run like that.
Ready to go with the second quarter, and it's the Browns with it inside the red zone. Chubb will not score. The defense holds and stops him short of that goal line.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on first down. More to come.
Chubb trying to run his way in, and he gets in. Touchdown! The Browns get the game's first points here in the second. It's a Nick Chubb touchdown. No doubt about that one, Brock. They softened that defense up, that lengthy opening series, and then the front just couldn't stand up to the run as they reached the end zone.
Yeah, the numbers tell you, kind of just like baseball, you love home runs, you love explosive plays, but when you can play small ball and you can keep that defense gasping on the field, you can often run it right down their throats in the red zone.
Hopkins knocks the extra point through, and they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest. Hopkins has it on the tee, and he's ready to send it flying. Here's Tylan Wallace on the return. And he gets up beyond the 20, but they plant him a few inches into the ground to end that return. So the Ravens offense taking over for the first time here. And they're brought out by the reigning MVP, the second of his career, the best runner in the game. It's Lamar Jackson.
Well, we've had to wait until the second quarter to finally see him and his offense out there. And we're going to see what they have in them here, Kate, in a hurry. Down a touchdown, with how long they've been sitting over there, I know the feeling. You're chomping at the bit, and likely going to be pretty aggressive with the football.
And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah there to bring him down. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. Another run for Henry. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A couple yards on the run. It's 3rd and 6 now.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Started a little slow, but we've arrived at the 2-minute warning. It's the Ravens facing a 3rd and 6. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Complete beyond the marker. And a massive hit at the end of that play. Oh, baby. But he hangs on through it. Still able to get that first down. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Looking that time for Deontay Johnson. And it's going to be 2nd down. Man in motion here. 2nd and 10 now. Andrews with the catch. And that will not be enough for a first down. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call is going to be on 3rd down. Putting a receiver in motion. 3rd and 2. Here's Jackson. On the slant, complete to Johnson. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Lamar out of the pistol. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Martin Emerson with the pick. And the Browns get the football on the first turnover of the contest.
You know, Kate, so often they say that defense is just reactionary. They're just reacting to what the offense is doing. But I'll tell you what, when you got a defensive call like that, the right personnel, nickel coverage, the right defensive plan, it plays such a huge role in helping take the ball away.
The Browns with their offense back out there as Nick Chubb returns to the field. They're getting close to a minute to play, Brock, and they're going to need that time with a long field ahead. Ball at the 33 for first down. To throw, here's Winston. That's Tillman, he's got it. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Brandon Stevens in on the tackle.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd and 6 now. That's complete, David Njoku. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. The Browns take the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Here's Winston to the air. Jerry Jeudy with the grab. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. Searches from pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Brings up 2nd and 14.
So it's halftime here in Cleveland with the Browns on top at the break. Now it's down to Florida, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by in Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. We'll let you and Brock catch your breath as we welcome the rest of you to our EA Sports Halftime Report. We saw a solid first half out of the workhorse Nick Chubb. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. On the return, here comes Justice Hill. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Now we'll get set to see the Baltimore offense for the second time. And their defense sure has kept this game close. Now it's time for them to come through, get some points for their team in this low-scoring affair. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. It's an option right that begins this. Oh, the football's loose. And this is going to be a turnover. The defense forces the big play. And they stop him before he gets much on the return. Well, that didn't take long, Brock. 1 play, and they're back out there.
Well, that's how a defense can make you awfully happy as an offensive player, especially when you screw it up and you fumble. The defense picks up that offense and puts them right back on the field.
The Browns and this running back headed back out for a new series. They're out and set. 1st and 10. They're going play action. Pass it down close. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get into a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Here's Chubb. And it took a couple of guys to haul him down there after a gain of just 1.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Still chances to get these final 4 yards. It's 2nd and goal. Chubb. And he's across. Touchdown, Cleveland! The Browns push their lead further to start the half. It's a Nick Chubb touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with 1 end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get 1, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
That one splits the uprights. And the Browns double their lead to 14. Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Hill now to return it. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Now Baltimore returning its offense to the field of play. And the last 2 drives have been teaching tape for that defense, Brock, and probably have earned this offense a lecture in the near future as well. Just haven't been able to take care of that football.
Yeah, I just kind of want to focus on those guys, everything they're doing on that side, because the humble pie this offense is eating, it's been a tough watch. He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
Lamar off to play fake. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
First down throw for Jackson. He's got Andrews. And he's got it up to midfield and into Browns territory.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
This is Henry on 2nd. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah there to bring him down. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to 3rd down and 3. So we're through 3 here. It's the Ravens' ball. They come in trailing, but that lead is within reach. And the Browns add an extra defensive back out there. Nickel package, 3rd down. Now it's Lamar. Henry on the catch. On the move, past the 40. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. 1st and 10, here's Jackson. Aguilar with the grab. And they haul him down just a foot or 2 shy of the red zone. Working quickly here. 1st down, here's Lamar. He finds Aguilar. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. Offense in the hurry up here. Lamar throwing again. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
See the pass, time up your hit, and jar that ball loose. Not a lot of players are hanging on through a well-placed hit like that one.
Now Jackson off the play action. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And it's a turnover. The defense has it.
You know, Kate, that's a stop they're going to use as teaching tape for an entire season. Heck, the offseason. Back pressed against their own end zone, making an impact play. No one expected to force a fumble. His effort directly kept points off the scoreboard. It's that type of effort the coaches want to see from everyone on the field.
The Cleveland offense back out and getting set for the drive. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10.
Ready?
And off to Chubb to start the drive. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. He's been a fixture for them all game, and all signs indicate, Brock, he's going to remain one in the time we've got left.
Yeah, they've leaned on him in certain spots, and he has shouldered the load oh so well. Put together a game that everyone's happy with.
So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in Cleveland. Browns feeling good with a 14-point advantage. They're set up at the 35 now. First down, and they go right back to him. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. So quickly, the defense burns a timeout here. 1:57 remaining in the game. Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Staying on the ground here with Chubb. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. With 1:54 remaining, the defense burns a timeout. 3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Again, it's Chubb. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Timeout taken by the Ravens. That is their final one. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. The Browns looking to punt on 4th down, so on comes their southpaw, Corey Bojorquez, to handle it. And thankfully, he hasn't been needed until the final quarter. And this one is away, and he got all of it and then some. And that's well into the end zone, so a missed chance to stick them near the goal line. Instead, they're going to have the ball at the 20. The Ravens and Lamar Jackson ready to go again on offense. And there's a couple of moments we're seeing here that I think he's not going to want to be reminded of after this game. Turnovers have just interrupted his performance in this one. Made it really tough for him and this team to get into and stay in any kind of rhythm. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Throwing now. Gets this one to Andrews. And he's tackled for a short gain. Now to throw. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. To throw. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
You know, Kate, that was one of those situations where you hear a quarterback having a clock, right? You know, and he had enough time in the pocket, but then it was like, okay, time is running out, and I got to do something. He did not force a throw and risk a pick. Instead, he just got rid of it and cut his losses.
He connects downfield on 4th. And he goes out of bounds after taking it up to the 40. How about 19 yards on 4th down, and the call to go for it pays off considerably. No timeouts and down 2 scores. They've got to find points quickly here. It's 1st and 10. Here he is to throw. And a man is there to knock that away. Clean breakup on that throw. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
And you ask a lot of your defenders on that field. It is not easy to play defense in today's NFL. Not only stay in their assignment's hip pocket, but to make plays on the ball as it arrives. He was challenged with an intermediate throw, and he swatted it away with ease.
Clock's still running as the Ravens try hurrying everyone up. Looking to throw it. He just throws this one away.
So many coaches love 3rd downs and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
Desperation time here on 4th. Trying to push it deep downfield. Brought in inside the 20. And he hits the end zone. Touchdown. I hope nobody left early, Brock, because we have still got a game. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
They'll try it on the ground. And he'll get into the end zone to make this a 1-score game in the 4th quarter.
You know, this game could be pretty simple. Beat the man in front of you, carry the ball over the line, rushing football at its finest.
As we approach the final half-minute of play, their comeback hopes resting on recovering this kick. And the Browns are on that one, so that should just about do it here. And they take him down right along the 30.
Hey, the numbers don't lie. The numbers tell you, Kate, time and again, it is so hard to recover these onside kicks. And when you got an opponent prepared for it, well, that makes it even more difficult.
The Browns getting their offense out there. Their lead's still more than a field goal, thankfully, should the worst happen, Brock. But obviously the goal here is to hang on to the ball and try to run this game out.
Yeah, the goal is to get to the best formation in the history of offensive football. The victory formation.
The victory formation.
That is all that you're thinking right now is just make these plays, run out this clock so we could take one more knee and celebrate. Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So the Browns come away with the win. This is the type of game everyone was hoping they'd see when they entered this stadium, Brock, you and I included. A close one that went all the way down to the final whistle.
And Kate, this is one of the bigger adjustments a college player has to make to the NFL. In college, you get a lot of blowouts. The NFL, every game you get calloused because you know more often than not they'll be like this, a one-possession game that's not about how you start. It's all about how you finish.
And with Brock Heward and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one. It's a well-earned win for the Browns. As with that, we'll sign off from Cleveland.